Today, the First Lady announced her formal agenda for the remainder of her husband's time in office. Her Be Best initiative will focus on the well-being of children, both online and off, tackling teen opioid addiction, suicide, depression, and cyberbullying.
Social media can be both positively and negatively affect on our children, but too often it's used in negative ways. When children learn positive online behaviors early on, social media can be used in productive ways and can affect positive change.
Oh, it's fantastic. But of course, CNN couldn't let the First Lady have her moment.
Her husband has been known to be a name caller on Twitter and talk aggressively on Twitter. She addressed this today in her speech with the president sitting right there in the front row. Now, I think what she's saying there is she's going to do this in spite of her husband's tweets, maybe even because of his behavior. But let's focus on the next generation, these kids getting bullied, these kids facing really serious issues in social media and going forward with it no matter what he does.
Yeah, she was doing the whole thing as an attack on her husband. Oh, my God, that's ridiculous. Let me get this straight. Where Michelle Obama was celebrated by the press and the celebrity set for her Let's Move initiative, Melania Trump's effort is treated skeptically before it even began. Yesterday, the Washington Post used the occasion to speculate on the Trumps' private relationship, including their sleeping arrangements, or whether they spend much time together at all. The obscene rumor-mongering continued at today's White House briefing.
There are persistent rumors that Mrs. Trump does not live in this White House and that she lives with her parents somewhere in the suburbs. What do you make of those rumors?
I make of the fact that just when you think the Washington Post can't get things any more wrong, they do, and that is an outrageous and ridiculous claim.
Now, I remember Michelle Obama being lauded for having different priorities from her husband and for being a strong, independent woman. But now that the Trumps occupy the White House, the press takes every opportunity to define the First Lady only through what they view as her husband's shortcomings.
She wakes up in her own bedroom, not something we normally see. She doesn't eat with the president, and she really lives a life similar to a lot of moms out there.
President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump are living essentially separate lives within the White House as the subject of a major Washington Post report today. The White House dismissed it as tabloid gossip.
Trump goes for the kiss and, oh, saved by the hat. That is more than a hat. That is a defensive perimeter.
Gosh, I wish we had a funny late-night comedian. Now, except for a brief moment during the Lewinsky affair, I don't recall this kind of granular relationship coverage when Bill and Hillary Clinton, of course, were in the White House. Now, if you want to know why the media has trained its sights on the First Lady, it's simple. She's a real asset to the president, and her popularity is soaring. A new CNN poll released today shows that Melania's favorability has gone from 47% in January to 57% today. She's even jumped 15 percentage points with Democrats. Imagine if we had a fair press. Melania Trump is also a presidential spouse, let's face it, who brushes off the celebrity culture and avoids politics. Where Michelle wanted to retool everything from nutrition guidelines to school lunches, and Hillary wanted to remake all of health care, Melania just wants to help kids' well-being and also to raise her son. Now, that brings me to the media coverage of GINA HASPEL, President Trump's nominee to head the CIA. If confirmed, she'll be the first woman to ever lead that male-dominated agency. HASPEL is a patriot. She served the agency for 33 years, most of it undercover. So why won't the left cheer her for breaking the glass ceiling? You know why? Because killing off her nomination would hurt Trump, and because she carried out her duty as instructed.
The White House is standing by their CIA pick, GINA HASPEL, despite reports she tried to back out last week and despite her history with waterboarding.
Why support her, given the refusal to declassify critical information about a tape that she reportedly wiped?
Her support for U.S. torture programs after 9/11, the fact that she headed up a secret U.S. detention camp in Thailand, that somebody was waterboarded there under her watch.
Dun, dun, dun. Well, the truth is, HASPEL oversaw a detention facility in Thailand in 2002 where a few al-Qaeda operatives were waterboarded. But they make it sound like she invented the interrogation technique. She did not. It was authorized by George W. Bush and approved by his legal team, who briefed Congress on it. There was further static about HASPEL being involved, as you heard, with the destruction of nearly 100 tapes of interrogations. A newly declassified review shows that she did not order the tape's destruction. Her superior did, and with good reason. The anti-Trump bullies almost drove HASPEL to withdraw her nomination, but she's holding firm. Good for her. Those vilifying her are despicable. I am very disappointed in Rand Paul for opposing her nomination as well. But the media have found one woman with a Trump connection to actually salute. It's a woman they literally roll out the red carpet for. Porn star Stormy Daniels.
Come on, Stormy, stop making such a big deal about this. Everyone knows it's just an act.
I work in adult films. We're not really known for our acting.
Just tell me, what do you need for this to all go away?
A resignation.
That her star is rising as a result of all of this. You know, I saw Avenatti defending himself yesterday, saying this is all part of a maximum PR campaign, a maximum PR, maximum pressure campaign to get whatever Stormy Daniels wants.
So you see, Stormy has been elevated by the cultural, political, and now the prosecutorial establishment. Now, it's amazing to watch the media disparage and attack women of real substance, while they laud a woman who spends most of her time hanging off a pole, half or completely naked. A porn star who's already signed a detailed letter, by the way, stating that she had no affair with Donald Trump. But now she's changed her story to sell tickets to her strip act. Her greatest accomplishment may be stripping the Mueller investigation of all credibility. So let the media applaud their darling of the moment. She's actually a good representative of what they've become. But for America, we're going to stick with substance and truly independent women. And that's the angle.